Go ahead.
Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old.
Consider the years of many generations.
Right.
Ask thy father.
Ask thy father.
And he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
You see that? But when we go to our fathers, when we go to our elders, do they lead us back to the Most High? They'll tell us, hey man, this leader, this person, that person. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, and I was just thinking about this the other day, D. For the generation of the past, the organization that was supposed to represent us was the NAACP. The generation of today is Black Lives Matter. Do y'all realize that both of those organizations were started by Jewish people and not us? So how is it that an organization that's supposed to be our mouthpiece, supposed to be our foundation, was never started by us? Both organizations started by the Jewish people. When the NAACP was started, ladies and gentlemen, it was a council of about 10 to 15 Jewish people. The first black person that was on it was, W.E. Du Bois. And he wasn't even allowed to join for a long time. How can a black man not allowed to join the National Association of Advancement of Colored People? And when you see Black Lives Matter, when you see these guys, these ladies going around pouring water out in the streets and doing all this stuff, y'all think these are the people that started. The man's name is George Soros. Look him up. He's Jewish. But when you go into our communities and poll them and say, who has done the work? Who has made a difference? Older people will say, that's the NAACP. Young people today, Black Lives Matter. And don't even know these are puppets. And when you go to the Christian church in our community, when you go to the Baptist church, the A.M. Zion church, they'll give you a distinct history of their church, but they don't give you a distinct history of us. Because everything that they got in their churches, at the end of the day, at the end of the line, is a white man standing there smiling. They'll give you all these black faces all the way down. But when you get to the end of it, there's a white man standing there. Every time. So how is it that the Christian church, the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, every major organization and system in our community that is supposed to be by us and for us was never created by us? Do you realize that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you realize that? This is something that we need to consider. And so when we read that verse 7 again, he says what?
Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old.
Consider the years of many generations.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen, if someone else is writing the story, that means we're really not getting the true history. You're really not really getting the days of old, because the days of old was told by somebody that wasn't even there. And even our people that are so-called woke and calling themselves, oh, well, you know, back in Africa, we used to be kings and queens. They ain't doing nothing but quoting and reading something that the French made up with Egyptology. They say, yo, the black man, oh, y'all my Egyptologists. They don't even know the French started that in the 1800s. All the major Egyptologist scholars in the world are Europeans. And you got a couple of our guys walking around the streets with pagan gods necklaces on their shirts talking about they woke. Yeah, we used to be kings and queens. Not those. Not Hamites. Those were the guys that enslaved you in Africa. those are the ones that sold you out. You want to go back and worship them? You can have that, Mac Daddy. I'd rather that.